I love it. Yeah, I'm moving my teenager into that room. He don't need all that.
Not when especially when he's not interested in it, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, no, he likes reading about it. He likes reading the books and stuff, but that's about it
Yeah, that's
for
fair.
my oldest. For my oldest. My youngest is different, though.
Yeah, I know your youngest is like, give me that good.
I was so excited that he was ready to learn about it. I don't push because, they're kids.
Oh, well, of course.
I just try to make sure that they're aware of stuff when they ask questions. I try to answer.
Yeah. My sister will ask me the same thing. She asked me to do like a love reading for her the other night, and I was like, okay, we're gonna have this conversation. I was like,
Ooh.
yeah, she has like this crush on this guy, and she wanted to know if he liked her back, and I was like, so while magic can tell you this, it's not something that's recommended you go looking for.
Is a dude? Chances are he probably hasn't really thought about
And that's what the card said.
it. Like you actually, like most of the time, very practical, very straight to the point. Like most of the guys that I've ever known, very like tunnel visioned on what they got going on.
Yeah. No, the card reading was basically he's so focused on himself and like his academics and like career life currently and stuff like that, because they're like middle high schoolers kind of thing. I was like,
Oh yeah.
he hasn't like put any thought into it. I was like, it's not saying that he doesn't, it's just like you gotta go up to him and be like, yo.
Most people have so much going on and everything. People really overestimate how much they are in people's heads.
Yeah.
And when you are in somebody's head like that, because they won't leave you alone.
I think it's funny how often people are like, I'd be living that head rent free. I'm like, you haven't even heard from that person in like 3 weeks. What do you mean? What you mean?
Exactly. That's like people love to ask the question on social media. Like, I think somebody might have texted me. How can I tell? Like, are they blowing up your comment section? Are they messaging you like crazy? No, they're probably moved on.
Yeah. I mean, at least in today's like partitioner world, a lot of that is like a means to like get drama going, and I was like, that's not.
Oh
No.
yeah, drama. I keep forgetting the drama aspect just because like I don't keep up with it. I'm not into it. Like I hate drama. It's draining. I
So
keep forgetting that that's a part of social interaction. Are we starting to understand why like I don't blow up the way you think I might?
why you're the embodiment of the hermit card?
Pretty much. I keep to myself. I don't share too much. I mean, I really probably should share more, but I don't because I I'm like, why would anybody want to know? Not that I have a problem with it. It's just like, why would they want to know?
Yeah, like what's entertaining about this? I, I don't know. There's a lot of like.
I really like sharing the creative aspects of my craft. Like where I talk about the things that I do that most other people don't talk about, like how working with Odin, one of the ways that I work with the energy of Odin is through his animals. Schlipnir, Hugin, Munin, Gary, Freki. Most people don't do that. They're like, what do you mean?
He's associated to
Really?
those beings for a reason.
Hugin and Munin fly all over, gathering information for wisdom to tell Odin everything. You think it wouldn't be smart to maybe, do a reading with Hugin and Munin?
Sorry, my brain just immediately was like, the birds work for the bourgeoisie.
They literally make me think of that one song clip that, hey, pretty lady, let me whisper in your ear, tell you some things you might want to hear.
Hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear. Tell you something you might like to hear.
That right there.
Yeah.
So, you mean to tell me that nobody thinks that you might want to do a reading with Hugin and Moon?
Oh. I found, like,
Be amazed what they can tell you if you like riddles.
I mean, I do. But they also work with infernals, so... And Faith. Deep sigh.
You know, I will admit, when I realized that I was going to be exploring things spiritually, I was just like, oh, okay, so I guess with the infernal path, I'll probably start with somebody like Lucifer. You know, most people start with Lucifer. That's not who I started with.
No. You went a couple steps ahead.
I'm like, what? Why?
Because while you're not experiencing infernals, you're experienced in general, like, working with entities. Because, like, I feel like that's why a lot of people start with Lucifer. He's very... Well, he's well known, thanks to everything. Very well known. But he's also, like, people forget that he's not... Like, fallen angels don't ever lose their angelic status. Like, they're still celestials. They're just, like, they're a duality kind of entity at that point. So, like, a lot of people, when working with Lucy, are really more encountering his more angelic side. So it doesn't, like, off-put them as much, / like, you know, most of these people are edgelords. Ignore the Lucifer altar over there. Most of those people are edgelords. Again, thanks to popular outlets and stuff, like, Lucifer, you wouldn't go to him for petty, like, this person hurt my feelings. Like, he doesn't care. He does not care. He won't, like, he'll be like, that sucks, I'm sorry that person hurt your feelings. Why are you letting them in your head again? Kind of thing. Like, that's kind of more like what Lucifer's for, is him focusing on you looking at yourself. And a lot of people really break with him because they don't really want to look at themselves, because again, most of them are edgelords. They're doing it for the edgy. They're like, I want my enemies to fear me. And Lucifer's like, that's cool. That's all you, though. Or you have, like, the Goetia, like Stolas. If you want, like, knowledge and stuff like that, you would go to Stolas. That's why you would go to him. You wouldn't go to Lucifer for that. I mean, you can, but that's not, like, his thing. After a certain point, you're going to hit a roadblock. You go to Stolas.
I look forward to and hope that I get to meet Stolas.
I know, that's why I brought him up. Our little hoot hoot boy.
I love birds.
My ADHD's kicking in. I have 2 fidgets. I'm double fisting fidgets.
And what's bad is, like, I don't know if me watching Hell of a Boss was a good idea. Because I got so hyper fixated on all the owl noises that they used for Stolas.
I love his little, like, hooting laugh. Just a
Yes. And then they did that episode with, like, young Stolas. And completely, like, curb stomped my mama instincts. And I'm just like, oh, Lord. Help me. I'm going to meet the real Stolas. And I'm going to try baby Stolas. No. I'm going to get in so much trouble.
Who's a good bird? You're just offering him millet, trying to pet his head.
It's like, so much trouble. Because, like, I got pretty decent control, but I sometimes am a little spirit drunk. Sometimes.
That's fair.
And I always, like, I hate it afterwards when I wake up and I remember what I did. I'm like, oh, no.
It's like the same energy as looking back at like middle school you, and you're like, oh, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Same energy. But nah, I really, to get back to the main subject, I do think it's because it
Yes.
would take away from a lot of like, because like at the end of the day, the show's got to get viewers and sell stuff and like a merch and blah blah blah, and people crave drama, like we were talking about. And like if you brought someone like me or you in, and you said something like, "Do you sense a demonic entity?" I'd sit there and be like, I mean, I sense a negative entity. I wouldn't say it's demonic.
At which point we could probably be like, do you wanna?
Yeah.
We could call one. Do you wanna?
I could call like 5 right now. Let's go. Joking, I would not do that. That's so much energy.
It really is. Like most of the like big rituals that I do, I spend quite a bit of time planning them.
Yeah.
A lot goes into them.
That's why a lot of my tattoos in the future are planned to be like sigils and stuff, which a lot of people like are very like against, but like it's not, it was at one point it was not uncommon for certain spiritual workers to do that. So they would have the stuff just ready to go.
It's very common across multiple cultures. The fear mongering literally is a Christian hang up.
Yeah. A lot of it is like unrealized Christian bias. That, and I think that is what annoys me, because I'll have like, I'll be watching something and be like, we have to perform an exorcist on like an exorcism on this house. It's like, but that house, what's there is older than Christianity. Why would you think a Christian ritual would be able to like go up against it? And they're
My
like,
main thing is that if they ever actually even just got to listen to a video of actual demonic activity and possession, they would never sling that around. Mm-mm. Big
actual,
difference.
yeah, I was like, actual possession. And genuinely, it's not even like most possession cases that I've read and seen about were not demonic, but were mistaken for demonic. And therefore, like, mistreated and probably did more harm than good in the situation. Like, I've heard so many cases of like, and like, not to dismiss like the fact that, you know, it could be as simple as like a mental illness of some kind and stuff like that. Like, not to dismiss that, but we'll just narrow it down and say, like, in the cases of actual possession, which is rare to begin with, let's make that point very clear. It is extremely rare. Like, you have a better chance of winning the lottery, kind of rare.
Yeah.
It's not even demonic. It's usually, well, at least as far as I'm aware, it's usually at one point was a human spirit that is not satisfied with the fact that they're dead. So they try to take over a living person.
That's another thing. People really have to realize that these spirits of the dead are literally like you and I. They are like everyday people.
Yeah.
Most people are scared to talk to strangers on the internet, but they ain't scared to talk to these stranger ghosts. I'm just like, where's your sense of stranger danger?
For real, us always yelling at the child, stranger danger! Stop talking to random
You're a
spirits!
stranger danger, stop it. If you wouldn't go up to some rando on the street and just start talking to them like that, don't do that with the spirits.